it's me, Billy, and today my hair's blue. It's a little bit before Halloween and I want to practice doing my Halloween makeup, so I decided this year I would be the corpse bride. So get ready. I got this Wet n Wild paint palette in like the blue colors from Target, and I got a Wet n Wild paint pot in white. I figured I'd use this to make her big old round eyes. So let's just do it. Let's hop right in. I figured I would go into the little Wet n Wild blue paint palette for her skin. It looks like this is slightly a darker blue and this is a little bit of a lighter blue. They're almost identical though, so I don't really care. I think I'm gonna go in with the I'll go in with the slightly darker one, and I'm just taking this on any old brush. This is a really cheap brush, and I'm really loading it up on there. And let's see how it applies. Okay, it's very metallic. Let's see if we can get that all over, at least to have some sort of blue base down. And then after that, I might be able to set it with a blue shadow or something. I just want to have a blue skin, because that's what our sweet corpse bride Emily has. I think that The Corpse Bride was the first Tim Burton movie that I ever did see as a child, and I loved it. Before this I had orange hair, and I thought that for Halloween I could be Daphne from Scooby-Doo because she has that orange head of hair. But I randomly decided to do blue, and I figured, why not Emily? She's a sweetheart. Poor Emily. Doesn't she turn into butterflies at the end? I just re-dyed my hair with a friend of mine today, so if you see all this blue staining and my hands are blue and everything like that, that's because I'm a very messy person. This is a very metallic paint, and I should have known that because it says metallics on the little palette, but I think that's okay. I really just want to make sure that I look blue underneath and that I can put shadows over top of it, but I think it would be a lot harder to just put a bunch of shadows on regular skin, so I wanted something blue underneath it. Any old blue base. I also like that I'm practicing this because I want to see how quickly I can do it. I want to move very quickly through today's look because on actual Halloween, it is a Thursday, so I have class and work, and I told my classmates and my coworkers that I'd be dressing up, so I want to be able to do this look in the morning before school. So it's really nice to just time it and see how long it'll take me, see what I have to do, see if I have to go out and buy more supplies for it, just so that when this Halloween comes, I can just get up at 7 a.m., plaster this on, and be out the door. I think I'll also take makeup with me on Halloween day since I'll be out at work and school, and I want to be able to touch up if necessary. And this is a very high maintenance look. I mean, I can see myself just sitting in class and like resting my face on my hand and then just having a big smear and having a blue hand, and I don't want to end up like that. So I really don't like this blue color that I'm putting on, but I think it's really good that I have it some blue base, and then I'll put other colors over top of it. I'm not sure what I'll do about my forehead because I don't want to go all the way up. Maybe I'll just see to the parts that my bangs don't cover up, but I don't want to do this underneath part. It's so much work and I don't want to get my hair dirty. Woo! Because this is so darn metallic, I look like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. But again, I think I'm going to be putting some shadows over top of this. Since today isn't exactly Halloween, I don't think that I want to bring this color all the way down to my neck, although if you're doing this for a Halloween look, then you most definitely can. In fact, you can kind of do whatever you want because you are your own independent person. All right, that's good enough for me for now. Also, doesn't this hair look so cute for Emily, the corpse bride? It's like the perfect shade. All right, I looked through all of my eyeshadows, and I think my best bet will be to go in with this MAC eyeshadow color. I don't exactly know what this is because I didn't purchase this. It was a gift to me from my boyfriend's aunt. But I tried it before, and it's a very just blue color, and I wanted a matte since this is already so shimmery underneath. I didn't want something super shimmery on top of it. I think that if I go slowly and one piece of skin at a time and I just pack the blue onto it, then I think that I can make it cover up the shimmeriness and metallicness of the current face that I have on. This is a lot of work though. Basically, in the universe of The Corpse Bride, whenever you die, you turn blue at first, and then you just keep decaying until you're just a bare bones skeleton. And Emily is kind of in that in-between stage because her skin is blue, but she does have her arm all just a skeleton bone, so you can see the decaying process has already started partially for her. And the speculation for that is because she wasn't buried perfectly. You know, her one arm was sticking out, which is how he put that ring on her finger. But because she was buried in such a hurry, they didn't perfectly bury her, so she isn't decaying evenly throughout. That's what that fan theory is. Or not fan theory, I guess that's just like fun fact. This is a lot of hard work. I've never done a full face like this. My last Halloween makeup look that I did was just a skull, but that wasn't that hard because I didn't have to fill every single inch of my face with color. I just did like the eyes and then cheekbones and nose, and that was a lot easier. This is difficult because I have to concentratedly pack a whole bunch of color on. And I'm doing kind of a bad job. And I have a metallic base. But it's okay, even if she is metallic, we'll just say that she's maybe a more glam corpse bride, like maybe this is a glam modern take of the corpse bride, and that's why she's all shiny, because she likes highlighter and she likes that shine. That's what we'll say. Now that I'm adding this shadow, I think it looks more blue and less green blue. Now I'm going into the Afrique palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm dipping into this top blue shade right here, which is just matte, no sparkles or anything like that. And I'm gonna try to overlay this a little bit. Oh, that looks a lot more pigmented. I hope this doesn't come out looking patchy, but even if it does, we'll just blame it on the fact that the corpse bride is dead. We'll say that's why it doesn't look good. We won't blame my makeup skills, of course. I'm afraid that this might end up looking a little bit too blue. She's kind of a paler blue, unless I'm mistaken. I'm not looking at a reference picture, so I hope I'm doing this right. I think part of the reason that this looks kind of uneven is because it is metallic, like the base is very shiny and shimmery, so the way that the light catches it in different directions makes it look different, and it doesn't look perfectly even. Also, because this is kind of hard and I'm not doing a great job, when I actually do this for Halloween, I might go straight to this shade and I might skip over this because I think this wasn't the exact right shade that I was looking for. My new method is grabbing a bunch on the brush, patting it into the face, and then swiping around. I don't know if it's a good method, but it's the one that I'm using. I'm blue ba da ba dee ba boo da ba ba dee da boo da da boo dee ba doo da. Wow, this is very patchy. I gotta do a better job on actual Halloween day, or else I'll really scare everyone with the terrible patchiness of my blue skin. My next step, after I finish off adding blue powder on top of this, will be to do her iconic eyebrows. The corpse bride, if you recall, has these black eyebrows that are like just lines that kind of curve down and they curve up. They give her a look like if she's kind of like furrowing her brow, or like, that's the kind of look that I get from the corpse bride eyebrows. And I'm gonna be doing those with some eyeliner, and I feel like those kind of cartoonish brows will make it look more believable, because right now I just look kind of silly. For these lovely, lovely brows, I'm using any black eyeliner, and I'm gonna lay down the shape that I want. Now I feel like I'm actually making this expression. Using a matte black, I'm gonna pack powder onto this shape so that it's more defined and more pronounced. I'm dipping into the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place. This nice bottom shade here will serve as a good matte black for me. And I'm using an angled brush for this. See how much more pigmented this eyeshadow is than the eyeliner? This brow already looks a lot darker than the one where I haven't put the eyeshadow yet. If I touch a burning candle, I can feel no pain. In the ice or in the sun, it's all the same. And she's sad. She's really sad. Because she's like, this dude likes this living girl and I'm not living. Do you see how that can be a problem? That's what she says. Now I'm going into the Wet n Wild paint pot in the color white. I'm loading up on a flat brush, a whole bunch of white. It specifically says not for use around eyes. Oh well. I'm gonna use it to create the white eye shape that is so classic for Emily, the corpse bride. Once I've outlined the basic round circle that I want on the bottom, I'm tapping more white into it from the paint pot. Now I'm going to take a white eyeshadow, again from that Warrior 2 palette. This is a matte white that I can use, and I'm packing that over top because the paint pot is a very liquidy, kind of movable texture, and I want to set it with a powder so that it stays in place for all of Halloween Day. This is the first look in a long time where I actually have plans and ideas ahead of time. Normally when I sit down and do makeup, either for YouTube or in real life, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But for this, I actually have plans and ideas and goals and dreams and aspirations. That's wonderful. I know that looks messy now, but stick with me. I'm gonna do the other eye and be right back. Hi, I'm back with two big old eyes. And again, this is just an elongation of the whites of my eyes because the Corpse Bride has these big old giant claymation circle eyes. And I want to mimic that, but my eyes are just human size. So I drew on extra whites of my eyes. I think that my next endeavor will be to draw in and sculpt out some big, sharp, sunken in cheekbones. So I want them to be very sharp and pointy and up high, and to go down a little bit and kind of have that sunken in look because again, she is dead. Using a big brush, I'm dipping into the matte black shade that I used to pack on the eyebrows, dusting off the excess, and then I'm going to start outlining where I want her cheekbones to really go. I think I want it like this. We're basically going to contour our face to make it look more like Emily's face. This is one of my first times ever really using makeup to totally alter a face shape. And can I just say I'm very in love with it? Like, this is so cool. It's so cool how, I know it's not done yet, but I can already see how I'm kind of morphing into something that I'm not. And I think that's really freaking cool. I think that doing this contour on these cheekbones is also going to help make it seem less metallic and shiny. I think it'll make it more matte. And that's good because it's way too shiny. I'm also bringing that black in this corner, and I think this will look better if I had brought the blue all the way down to my neck, but for now I'm just kind of messily dragging it down and kind of trying to create the illusion of a smaller, narrower triangle chin, you know what I mean, like a little tiny chin, because I think that Emily has that really compact, small, thin chin. But again, I'm not looking at a reference photo, so I could be totally wrong. I guess we'll see. Now that I've laid down that baseline of where I want those cheeks and cheek lines to go, I'm going to use a gray. So before I was using this darker black, now I'm going to use a gray just for more shading around her face. Usually, whenever you lay down darker colors, it'll make them seem deeper and further away. It kind of pulls them back. That's like the basis of contouring. So if I want this part to look smaller and further away, I can lay down some darker shades. Uh-oh, there's some skin color on my nose. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of highlight on her cheekbones. So to do that, I'm going into this light aqua in the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm going to load up a lot of that and then stroke it down the side like this. This is a very shiny, fancy, glam, glittery, iridescent Corpse Bride. Because I started out with those metallic space. My fault, but that's okay. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just a Halloween costume. It's just fun. Now I'm gonna do the eyes. I'm swiping a little bit of the white paint pot color on the lids as a base. Now I am gonna choose to go into this color. This is in the Tribe palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm going into a matte dark green. I'm gonna lay this down on the lid and pack it in. Now, because she has such circular eyes, we're not dragging this out to a cat eye. We're keeping it kind of circular, okay? I hope that this makeup isn't too rough on my eyelash extensions. I feel like it's a lot to be putting close to them. Now with a smaller brush, I'm going to dip into that same green And this time I'm going to put it on her lower lash line. But notice I said her lower lash line, not my lower lash line. My lower lash line is right here, but we made this the whites of her eyes. So this is her lower lash line. So we're going to put the green along the base of this. Now I'm adding that same green to the other eye on that lower lash line. I think this helps make her eyes, I think this helps make her eyes look this big. I love the Corpse Bride. I thought she was the most beautiful Tim Burton character of all. Now I'm gonna add an inner corner highlight. I'm going into the Magic palette by Juvia's Place. I think I'm gonna pick this light purpley blue shade. I'm gonna load up a small brush with it. And let's see, where would her inner corner be? Maybe here? Might not be light enough. I'm gonna turn to the Festival palette by Juvia's Place, open it up and go to this very bright white shade here. And then I'm gonna pop that in her inner corner. All right, now here's something I've been really excited to do because a lot of cool makeup YouTubers do this when they're doing like faces like this, but I've never done it before. I'm gonna take some lashes. These are just very cheap lashes that I got on Amazon, and I'm going to put them on her lower lash line, you know what I mean? Because she doesn't have lashes there right now because my lashes are up here. So I'm gonna make her have lashes down here by gluing these onto that rim of the white. And what I'll do, whereas normally when you put on lashes, you put them on like this. You know, you glue them on like this, and they curve upwards. But that's not how our lower lashes go. You know, our lower lashes, if I were to glue this down here, it'd still be curving upwards, and that's not how our lower lashes act. Our lower lashes curve down. So I'm flipping the lash upside down, and that's the orientation that I'll be gluing it against the edge here. You know what I mean? So it's basically upside down. Let me put some little lash glue on that, and while we wait for that to dry, I think I'll put on a lipstick. I think this one. I think that's a good shade for her. I went slightly over the edges on the upper lip because I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, and I don't have a reference photo because I'm filming on my phone, so I don't have anything to pull up a reference photo on, but I think that she has these like shiny, or not shiny, I think she has these like pointy upper lips. I don't know. And then I actually want to deepen up the corners of her mouth, so I'm going into a little bit more blue and placing that in the corners. It kind of looks bad. Well, I think it would look better if the glue wasn't so visible on there and if I don't move my face at all, because that's definitely going to come off if I move and if I make too many expressions. Well, let's wait and see if when the glue dries down it's still that like visible, and maybe I won't do this for the actual look on Halloween. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably not going to do the lower lashes glued on for Halloween because I'm gonna have to do it at like 7 a.m. and then wear it for the entire day and then redo it for trick-or-treaters. I think the lashes look kind of bad. Do they look bad? I'm gonna take a little bitty baby brush and I'm gonna put some matte black around this because I think the gap between my extensions and the fake lashes is unnerving. I think that this looks good. What is it missing? What is it missing? It would definitely look better if it was matte. It would also look better if the neck was all blue, which is why I'm covering that up with a palette so we don't look at that right now. Now I wonder, should I make the shadow on the top lid go higher? I just don't know. Oh, let me do some more matte black on the lower lash line because I think when the lashes cut off here, it just looks too harsh and weird. Maybe that's better. I don't know. I think for Halloween, I'm not going to do the lashes because they seem like too much of an ordeal, and on Halloween day, I don't want to be messing with like gluing it back on and carrying lash glue with me. It's just too much of a hassle. That's actually why I started wearing extensions, because glue and lashes that you put on every single day, way too much of a hassle in my opinion, and I like to be nice and low maintenance. I think that this is my Corpse Bride. Is this a good Halloween look? think it was fun to do. I really like the eyebrows. I love that my natural hair matches this and I don't have to do anything special for it. I don't have to wear a wig. Okay, well I think if I smile, I look like a crazy person, so I won't be smiling on Halloween. But if I keep a straight face, I think it looks good. When I smile, it looks freaking terrifying. No smiling for the dead. I guess that's it. I guess that's my finished look. I want to thank you for watching. If you did, thanks for tuning in and watching my little experiment to see if I can be the corpse bride for Halloween. And I think that I can. I think that I can do this in the morning before Halloween. I think I'll just have to get up at like 1 extra hour early. And I'll have to bring all my makeup and stuff with me so I can touch up on the go. And maybe on the day of Halloween, I'll try to do something about this shininess and try to make it less metallic. And I know for sure I'll do the neck, because this white neck is really not cutting it for the corpse bride today. But other than those little altercations that I'll make, I think this is a good Halloween look. I like that it works with my hair because I love changing my hair all the time. And I think this is really fun. And I love the corpse bride. She's such a sweetheart. Maybe I made it too dark or something, or maybe that's just the exposure, because I do have the exposure low. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in if you did, and I hope that you have a very happy and safe Halloween. Toodles!